Once upon a time, the sun rises over a peaceful village. We hear the sounds of birds chirping and see a young man, Amir, late 20s, packing a worn-out suitcase. He takes a deep breath, looking around at the humble home where he grew up.
I've always known this village wasn't where I was meant to stay. Ever since I was a kid, I dreamed of bigger things. The city, a career, success.
He closes the suitcase, determination in his eyes. He steps out of the house, where his mother 50s waits on the porch.
You're really going, huh?
It's time, Ma. The city's waiting for me.
She pulls him into a tight hug.
Remember, no matter how far you go, you'll always have a home here.
I'll be back before you know it. And I'll bring you something nice from the city.
They both laugh. Amir kisses her on the forehead and walks toward a waiting bus. Amir boards the bus. He glances back at his mother one last time, waves, and steps inside. Amir sits by the window, watching the landscape roll by. His face is filled with hope and excitement. He pulls out his phone, looking at a job offer from a prestigious company.
This is it. My big break. Everything's about to change.
Suddenly, the bus lurches to a stop. Amir's head jerks forward. He looks around, confused.
What's going on?
Bus broke down. We're miles from the city. Gonna be a while.
Are you serious? I have a job interview in 3 hours.
Amir jumps out of the bus, frustrated, and begins pacing. Around him, other passengers complain, but there's nothing they can do. Amir walks down a dusty road, his frustration clear on his face. He stumbles upon a small town with old buildings and narrow streets. He looks around, unimpressed.
This is the last place I want to be.
He stops in front of a small cafe, tired and hungry. A kind old man 70s notices him from the doorway.
You look like you've been walking for hours. Come in, have something to eat.
I don't have much time. My bus broke down, and I've got somewhere important to be.
Son, the bus isn't going anywhere tonight. Might as well get comfortable.
Amir sighs and steps inside the cafe. Amir sits at a table, eating a simple meal. The kind old man sits across from him, sipping tea.
Where are you headed?
The city. I have a job interview. Big company, great opportunity. But now, I don't even know if I'll make it.
Funny how life works sometimes. You think you know where you're headed, and then plans change.
Amir looks out the window at the small, quiet town.
This isn't what I planned.
Sometimes the best things in life aren't planned.
Amir doesn't respond, but his expression softens slightly.
The next day, Amir walks around the town. The bus still hasn't been fixed. As he passes through the town square, he sees a group of children playing and notices a school in disrepair. A group of locals are working together, trying to rebuild it.
We're almost done. Just need a little more help.
Amir watches for a moment, then something pulls at him. He walks over, despite himself.
Need an extra pair of hands?
Always. Grab a hammer.
Amir helps rebuild the school, sweating but smiling as he works alongside the locals. He gets to know the townspeople, sharing stories, laughing, and working together. He teaches some of the kids math and reading, discovering a side of himself he never knew existed. After a long day of work, Amir sits on a bench, looking up at the stars. The kind old man joins him.
You've been busy.
I guess I've been trying to make the most of my time here.
You see? You didn't plan to stay, but look at what you've done. This town. It needed someone like you.
Maybe I needed this town, too.
The kind old man looks at Amir, his eyes twinkling with wisdom.
God's plan isn't always clear, son. But it's always the right one.
Amir imagines the corporate life he thought he wanted. The suits, the meetings, the rush. It feels cold and distant now. Amir watches as the children play in the newly rebuilt schoolyard. He smiles, his heart full. Weeks later, Amir returns to his village. His mother greets him on the porch again.
You're back sooner than I thought.
Turns out, I wasn't meant for the city after all.
She hugs him tightly, a proud smile on her face. Amir, now older, walks through the small town he once stumbled upon. The town has grown and thrived because of his efforts. A plaque on the rebuilt school reads, "In honor of Amir, who built dreams with his hands."
Sometimes, life doesn't take us where we want to go. It takes us where we're needed. And in the end, that's the real journey.
Amir walks down the road, content with where life has led him. God's plan often unfolds in the most surprising ways. Trust the journey, even when it takes unexpected turns.